فأسأل الله الذي أكرمني بمعرفتكم ومعرفة أوليائكم ورزقني البراءة من أعدائكم. And the one who gave me sustenance in the form of what? Disassociating from your enemies. To have bara'ah from your antagonizers and your foes. To reject them. To refuse to be associating with them in any way, shape or form. This is a sustenance from Allah. Which means it's not granted. It's not something that everybody gets. It's a sustenance. You have to ask for it. You have to beg for it. You have to be seen as worthy of receiving it. Not everyone gets that. Because loving the Ahlul Bayt there's literally no one out there who gets to know the Ahlul Bayt alayhimussalam and says, I don't love them. Have you ever met someone who says, I don't love the Ahlul Bayt? Which is why I find it comical when somebody comes to me and says, but so and so, I know he's got issues, I know they've got problems, I know that they have deviations and whatnot, but they love the Ahlul Bayt. I'm like, who doesn't? The leader of ISIS, in his one and only sermon, look it up, in his one and only sermon from Mosul, when he announced his demonic mission, in which he said that we have scores to settle in Najaf and Karbala, that we're coming for you, that we won't be content with anything less than shedding Shia blood. If the leader of ISIS claims that he loves the Ahlul Bayt, who doesn't? So, the litmus test of whether this person is worthy of being heard isn't the claim that they love the Ahlul Bayt. It's what? It's negating the other side of the equation. It is to have bara'ah from the enemies of Ahlul Bayt. Now you create balance. Now you can filter out the ones that don't fit this mold. Now you begin to understand who's worthy of being followed and who's not. So and so has love of the Ahlul Bayt. They get to discover that if you're going to truly love them, then you have to reject their enemies, you have to reject their oppressors. It's 1 + 1 = 2, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. But what it does is that they have to step over their egos. They have to throw away their biases and prejudices and the brainwashing they've been subjected to from the moment they were born. But there's something missing. And that is bara'ah from the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. Which is why it's part of furu' ad-deen. Again, it's purely logical. It doesn't, even if you didn't have any scripture to that effect, even if you didn't have any verses or a hadith to that effect, it makes perfect sense. You can't love both Musa and Fir'aun now, can you? You can't love Ibrahim and Harun at the same time. You can't love Rasulullah and Abu Jahl all at the same time in the same breath. It's hilarious, it's comical, it's nonsensical.